Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust video. Now normally, if this is going to be under a normal circumstances, in this particular patch, if you guys are not aware, Angelica is going to be the next character. And you know, this is going to be the swimsuit Angelica. Now like I said, if this was under any normal circumstances, I would say pull for her. She's going to be one of the best character in the game, and she's definitely one of the better characters out there. If you're looking for a DPS character, I think she's going to be very good for a lot of players' account. But unfortunately, we are not really under a normal circumstances right now, right? Because everybody knows that a collab is coming. However, we are not aware of what the collab is going to be. There's no news of the collab yet. There's no, basically, we don't really know what the collab is going to be and whether or not the characters are going to be meta, etc, or if that's going to be something that you want to care about, right? Or how many characters are in the collab. So it's going to be really hard to basically predict what is coming after her, which is going to be, actually what's going to come after her is probably Rafitia, because that's what they announced in the 300-day live stream, and then the collab. Collab is going to happen next month, alright? But for the time being, if you are looking to save, you know, now is probably not a good time to spend a lot. However, Angelica, definitely one of the better characters to obtain. For real. Alright, so let's talk about what's happening in this particular patch notes. April 17 patch, what is going to happen? We're going to have Fiery Tiger Yu Kwang, Water, alright. So surprisingly, Angelica, Swimsuit Angelica is not going to shine right there, but she's probably one of the most flexible characters out there. If you're looking for a DPS character, I do think that right now, if you ask me who is going to be one of the best character that new players should consider getting, I'm going to say Angelica is one of the better ones, because she's just so strong, she's so flexible, and she can be used everywhere. Now, what makes her really good is, if you look at the kit, right? Let's just look at this particular one. You are going to have this particular tile range, so she hits in a semi-cross tile except for the last end there. Kind of a T shape, very good. Her knockback is also very unique. She basically knocks back, usually most characters knock back from front to back, she knocks back from left to right, which is kind of interesting actually. It can change a lot of structure of the battle and allows you to do certain things that you can't with any other normal knockbacks, right? So 5 SP at +0, this is going to be something that is a little bit expensive. She reduced her incoming damage by 75%, alright? And it makes her a little bit tanky as well. She's going to be very strong in PvP because of that. She can take damage and can also do huge amount of damage. Alright, so deals magic damage equal to 15% of the enemy's maximum HP with each attack. So what makes this particular skill extremely good or very strong is these skills of percentage of HP, which means when you fight bosses, when you fight enemies in any story or evil castle or enemies that have like 10,000, 20,000 of HP, this is going to do a lot of damage because it can crit. If you build Angelica, a lot of players have asked me what is the best way, what is the best method to build Angelica. So let me show you guys how I build my Angelica, alright? So I just keep in mind that I might not have the best possible gears, I don't have everything at +4, but I do think that Angelica has one of the best exclusive costume, alright? So this is what I have on her. So obviously I do have the exclusive gear, alright? That's one thing to consider. And then I gave her this particular one, Solar Brilliance. This one I would say is not so important. Whatever you give her on the armor and the helmet, it's not that important as long as you can stack crit damage on her. That's the important one. Give her as much crit damage as you can. As you can see, this one, like I have one stat that I cannot use, which is attack %. Angelica scales off magic attack as opposed to regular attack, physical attack. She's a magic, so-called magical based character, but she doesn't really scale off magic attack unlike most other characters. She scales off more like crit damage. So you want to build her with a lot of crit damage. So obviously giving her this particular one, the Venomous Touch 3, is going to make a lot of sense. If you have Venomous Touch 4, that's going to be even better. And then of course, Ring of Fury. The one that I have is quite bad actually. Like, don't even try to give her Ring of Fury 1. If you can give Ring of Fury 2, 3 or 4, that's going to be even better, right? But ideally, you want to stack as much crit damage percent as you can. Right now, my Angelica has 440%. I've seen some Angelica with almost 600%. Obviously, that's going to make more sense. Alright, so it's so easy to build her because she does a lot of damage. Just build her with crit rate and crit damage. She doesn't need magic attack at all because none of her skills scales off magic attack. So you can see this is one costume that she has. Let me just show you guys all 3 costumes that she have. The default costume, this particular one, the Fallen, you obtain 1 copy for free, right? And you can see it's the same concept, deals magic damage based off 65% of the target's max HP. So it scales off the target's max HP, it hits in this cross style, alright? So this one is for 2 SP, and then we have this particular one, alright? So the Pool Party Angelica. So this one attacks 3 times, alright? So each attack deals magic damage based off 21% of the target's max HP. And then the last but not least is this particular one, the Neon Angelica. So this one also deals a little bit of damage, 5%, but it's a DOT based one where you can scales off 14% of max HP every turn for 8 turns. Now this particular one is probably the most expensive in terms of SP, alright? I do personally like this particular variant of Angelica, the Fallen. Although a lot of players have said they prefer the Pool Party Angelica because Pool Party Angelica does more damage. And while that's true, this particular costume is going to do more damage for sure. If you have both and max out +5, this one is definitely going to do more damage. At the same time, this one is also going to use more cost. If you look at the SP, this is in particular 4 SP, whereas this is 2 SP. So if you look at cost to SP damage ratio kind of thing, this one is actually way more efficient. However, right, Angelica, everyone has this particular version of Angelica. Therefore, getting this other copy of Angelica is like, it really completes her. It makes her really, really usable in a lot of scenarios, in a lot of Fiend bosses scenario. Now, if you need to save her tickets, that's totally fine. Just keep in mind that after her banner ends, after her banner goes away, she will be added to the standard pool. Alright, the Powder of Hope thing, you can use the currency to buy 1 copy. But ideally, if you want to or if you can afford to, going to +3 is going to be the best one because that's where she gets the SP reduction at 4 SP versus 5 SP. You might think that it's just 1 SP, but in a lot of scenarios, sometimes that 1 SP could be a determining factor of you being able to use the skill or not, and therefore can push you in the ranks of higher in the Fiend boss or even get the extra 3 tickets of an investment. Something that you definitely have to consider. So definitely, if you can afford to, I highly recommend Angelica. She's a very, very strong character. And of course, the Evil Sword, Yormun. I think this is also one of the better weapons. This one gives a lot of crit damage, 90%. Angelica is one of the few characters that she gets so much out of this. So you can see I do have this 90%, although the substats could be improved, but definitely if you have this particular, exclusive gear, I do think that this is going to be one of the better one, one of the best one out there, alright, for a character to obtain, hers and Yuri's one. So definitely, if you can afford this, of course, go for it, but if you can't, that's totally fair, that's totally fine. I don't think it's that big of a deal. You can always try to spook it later on. Saving for collab is probably more important for most players, but it does depend though, because with the collab, sometimes, some people might not care about just 1 copy. Some people want to either go all in, 2 + 5, or don't pull at all. So that's up to you guys to decide. Overall, I do think that this is going to be one of the better chances to get her. And I do think that she's a very strong character in the meta for Brown Dust 2. So with that being said, that's going to be it for this video. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.